Hey, Good Fox here. Today we got Muttmen episode number 83, and today I'm joined, as always, by Texas Boy. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Just got asked to buy some liquor for a homeless person. Probably should have bought it, right? I didn't do it. Got a podcast to do, so.
Well, the homeless person should be over 21, right? So shouldn't they be able to
I
buy
mean,
their
she
own?
probably was, but she's probably got no ID, you know?
Oh, I gotcha.
But I
Well,
didn't do it because I had an obligation to the podcast, so you're welcome.
yeah, but if she looks weathered enough, I'm sure they'll just give it to her without an ID, right?
I don't know, man. These rules and regulations they have up here, you never know. You might be
That's
like, oh, you
true.
look like you'd be 17. People make do dumb things all the time. I don't know.
This isn't the Wild West of Texas anymore. It is
No.
Colorado. You don't know those rules very well.
Yes.
Even
Yeah,
though
no, I need to learn them. I need to learn them.
Colorado's more west than Texas. But our special guest today, very well known in the community, the GOAT, Problem Wright. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? I'm
Very good.
wanted to be on here. You guys having me on your Muttman episode. Let's get it.
Of course, we're glad to have you. So we got a lot of talk about competitive Madden today and your thoughts and how things should be changed into the game. But I guess first off, can you plug yourself? I mean, Twitch, YouTube, Top Madden, all that stuff. Can you tell people? We'll have it in the description too, but tell us where to find you.
Okay. Twitch.tv/Problem Right. Twitter @ProblemRight. YouTube Problem Right TV. And if you're looking to get better at Madden, topmadden.com.
Yes. So you've had quite a few scheme sites over the years. Well, a couple. But how do you feel about basically you streaming? Do you feel like streaming takes away from people buying your ebooks and stuff?
Oh, no, not necessarily. One thing that I've always been able to avoid is showing, the defensive adjustments on the screen. So,
I gotcha.
you're never going there, and you're never going to see, what the defense looks like.
No,
Offense is a little bit different. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry. I think we're a little delayed on Skype. So do you have previous play turned off on your settings like T-Raw does?
No, previous play is on.
Okay.
I keep that on, and people can see the plays. And that's one of the things too. I try to tell people, you can know the plays, but the reason behind the play is what makes the strategy efficient. Me telling you a blitz setup, you can only go so far. You want to know why you use that blitz, when to use that blitz, what that blitz makes your opponent do, 2 plays down the road. That's more. That's the type of information that you need rather than just a play. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I saw prior to the season you wanted previous play turned off for all competitive mode. Is that still true?
Yeah, I think it should be off. And people always have the argument, in real life they can see the play or, yeah, but that, that's stuff that they do on the sideline. That's not something that you immediately access by, the player.
I got you.
Within that 40 seconds, we're playing a video game at the end of the day. And I think if you want, to show as much skill as possible, I think that would increase the skill gap, making people realize, okay, I just went against a cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, rather than, EA telling you. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. And a lot of schemes this year are converting like a cover 3 blitz to a cover 2, so previous play almost means nothing, a lot of it. But that's you touched on a couple things we're going to circle back to in the future, both the skill gap and one other thing you said in there, but it's written down in the agenda. We'll get to it. So back to streaming. You stream every day. Do you think that does it provide you a competitive disadvantage? Because didn't you take a break before last year's tournament that you went pretty far in?
Yeah, I think it is. It's great information for my opponents to watch the stream and pick up on tendencies. And if I watch someone play enough, I'll pick up on that same stuff. Unfortunately for me, most people that play competitive do not stream, so I don't have that access. But streaming is a part of what I do with my career with gaming. So I'm not going to set that aside. And I've been in the finals 3 of the last 6 tournaments. I want to say, or 3 of the last 7 tournaments. Mm-hmm. And if, streaming cost me to lose in the championship, then I guess, I'm okay with that. It's not like, I'm not making it to these events and making, deep runs.
Yeah.
I don't have a statistic to say yes or no. Streaming put me at a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, you lost to Stiff because of the Y button, and he had that DTA gap, I think, right?
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah.
I think more so, there was a fumble early on in that game that made it pretty tough on me because he had scored opening drive, and then I fumbled my first drive, and he scored again. When you're playing such a small, you're playing such a small game of football. Madden is 4-minute quarters or 5 minutes sometimes, depending on the game, compared to 15 in real life. So your possessions are limited. And when you fumble and give away a possession in that way, it makes it real tough.
Definitely.
So that's happened to you twice then. So you fumbled. I didn't know you fumbled in that game, but I saw the one where you're trying to qualify to make this past tournament and another fumble. Messed you over. So that's crazy. That's happened twice.
Yeah, that was. I wouldn't even call that. That play was really, really crazy because it was a pitch and I motioned my receiver to get him to go kick out and block, and he decided to turn around randomly, and something I hadn't seen in all of this year. And people I've talked to that run that play is pretty popular.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys have ran into it head to head, and it's really popular. And no one I've heard of has seen something like that. So to happen in a big game like that and turn into 7 points for my opponent is just really tough. Really tough to come back from stuff like that.
Yeah,
playing someone good too.
The hashtag more pitch. Texas, I forgot to get your opinion on the previous play. I forgot to skip over that. What's your opinion on previous play, on or off?
I'm kind of indifferent about it because I'm at the point now where I know my opponent is running on defense. I guess offensively, probably be, I guess in competitive settings, be better if it's off. But if it's playing head-to-head in Madden, I think it should probably still be on, just mostly because it allows you to kind of adjust on the fly to what your opponent's doing.
Yeah. See, I'm of the camp that it should stay on because I think a lot of the benefits for competitive Madden and a lot of people, the reason people tune in is to learn from you guys, and they tune into streams to learn. So having the information of previous plays, and I guess this is the debate I also want to get to is how much should Madden go like real football versus how much should it just be a video game? And you kind of touched on that problem. I still am of the camp that I think previous play should be on for at least MUT salary cap. I agree. If all the competitive community wants it off, take it off and adjust to the and give the competitive players what they want on their mode. So that's my opinion on the matter. Any follow up?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I respect that opinion, and I guess you can look at it both ways. You can say it's a skill to see your opponent's plays and them see yours and adapt. You can also look at it as a skill, like you have to figure it out. What is he doing? And so you can look at it two different ways.
In other competitive video games, there are like coaches for the players. You don't see that too much in Madden, do you, problem?
No, there's not coaches. And coaching has been against the rules over the years.
Really?
Since I began playing. Yeah.
Wow.
You go to tournaments and I go to the Madden Challenge, and no one, like, we'll be playing. People aren't supposed to say, clock them. Take a knee. Why mid play? Like, that's just not supposed to happen. Coaching has always been illegal in our events.
Huh. So. I did not know that. It seems strange to me for a sport that's got like 50 coaches on it for each team that the video game would not allow coaching. It is. It's also weird that one player controls, can control every player essentially, True.
Right? I guess as the one player that's playing against another user.
That's a good point.
So I don't know. I don't know where they would go with that, if coaching should be allowed. I've thought about it. Like, maybe they should allow, like, in between quarters, stuff like that. But mid play, I don't know. It's kind of weird. If you don't see the read, you shouldn't. Your coach shouldn't be able to tell you who's open. And I'm not going to say that there should be a coach.
That makes sense. Yeah,
and that can cause some.
Oh, go on, Texas.
I would think, right? I can imagine just the tense, just the intensity of like a coach getting angry with the person playing, and then that can cause some fights on the on television or on.
It would be
Twitch.
interesting. It would be. Yeah,
that can be a cool dynamic, but I don't think they want that because that can cause some issues for the FCC.
Yeah, if they handled it like the NFL, like you can talk to them, in between plays. Maybe that's the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you think, talking about multiple people yelling at each other on the same team, do you think MUT Squads goes competitive here in the next few years?
I think it does. I think we might even see them roll out something, at the end of the year, in my opinion, just to test the waters.
I know
Similar to what they did a couple of years ago with the tournaments in general, where they just test the waters. I think they're going to do that with MUT Squads, if I had to guess.
Interesting. Texas, are you of the same mind?
I think they have to do something about it because it's a very popular mode that I think people want to see on the big stage, because the dynamic of playing with three people against another three people will be kind of fun to watch. So I think they kind of have to at this point.
Yeah.
So I think it would be the ball dropping once again if they didn't do a tournament eventually with that. 3-on-3 adds a cool dynamic and more of a team game, and football is a team sport. So
yeah, but we'll all
it gives other people chances too. As far as like competitive wise, like it's a whole different skill in a sense.
Yeah. The biggest issue being that we'll find out about it a week before it happens, right?
Yeah. I'm not too fond of the communication that we have with the competitive stuff. I'm not sure entirely about the MUT stuff, but competitive wise, we haven't really had the best information.
So what are your thoughts on the overall direction of competitive Madden and the leadership at EA with it?
I'm a fan of them investing into competitive Madden, being something that I've done since I was 16 years old. I'm 29 now. So, as somebody who's done this for a long time, I'm happy to see $1 million poured into competitive Madden, back-to-back years. As far as the qualifying process this year compared to last year, it's not as good as it was last year. Communication-wise is, poor. I think, it could be a lot better. And I know that they know that, but there hasn't been nothing that they've done as far as, taking action to make it better. So, as a player, we just wait and see, and hopefully they get better. I mean, there's really, it's out of our hands, I feel like.
I got you. Texas, what are your thoughts on competitive Madden and its future?
Hoping that it continues, because it's fun to have that in the game, right? Especially if it goes to squads. Like right now, with it just being the singular stuff with just individuals, like it's fun, but I kind of wanted to see it get bigger and bigger. Because that's good for everybody in the long run. If competitive succeeds, which means more users, which means more viewers to people's streams, to people's YouTube channels, and it helps the game grow and helps people grow. So I'm hoping that they continue to put money into it, and hopefully they can add more and more and make the audience bigger.
Yeah. So, Problem, what do you think? What's something EA can do to help grow competitive Madden?
I don't know. It's a good question. We'll start with, I would assume, getting their streamers and YouTubers to promote competitive Madden. Doing simple things, on social media, things that I think are simple. Tweeting out a competitive stream that they're doing, I don't know, make a video on their social media accounts. I don't know. I just think that we can have more social media presence, but at the same time, I understand that there's MUT and everything else that they got going on. So, I don't know exactly what they should do as far as helping it grow.
Yeah. So, do you think EA wants competitive Madden to grow? Actually, no, Texas, I'll ask you the question. What do you think EA can do to help grow competitive Madden before I'll move on to the next thought?
I'm just going to take what my man Jay Skill said a couple of weeks back on a podcast. He was saying that it'd be kind of cool if EA were to fly Problem out. So we just had TwitchCon this past week. Fly Problem out to California and have him in a EA or Elgato booth playing against people that play Madden. And then if they beat Problem, they get something in MUT. Like they do something like that to where they can promote their competitive players that plays this game.
What's really funny is that they never have to give anything away.
They wouldn't, but it'd be kind of crazy. Like beat Problem, yeah. You get this guy. Beat Problem, get a 99 overall player. Just something that's not in the game right now.
Yeah. I like that idea. As far as like, and that seems to me that seems simple. Like TwitchCon, they're EA. It's not like they're some underground,
Small
video
independent company.
game company that just booted up on Kickstarter. It's EA. They can do that. Even if it's like stuff on stream, like we got Texas Boy versus a competitive player, and they're going to be playing a couple games. Go check it out. And there, if you guys have a chance to win, a car, you get viewers, just off of the fact that they're tweeting out your guys' stream, and then just off the fact of them giving away a card or two, the new legend. Like, I don't know. I feel like marketing could be better overall.
Yeah, so. They did that a couple years ago, I think, with the stream team, right? Where they had people do like basically predictor promos on the stream team on who's going to win. Is that correct?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Sure. Yeah. So how much of this is on EA to promote competitive Madden, and how much is it on the competitors? Because like we talked about earlier, a lot of these competitors, like the top two competitors, Skimbo and Joke, they don't stream, and it seems like a competitive disadvantage to stream. So how much of this is on the actual competitors to help promote competitive Madden versus EA problem?
I think they both can help each other. As far as a player goes, like at the same time, like streaming will help them build their audience, build their brand, and in return they can, make money that way. If it's a money thing, like, oh, it's gonna hurt my money if I stream, I might not win this tournament. Yeah, but you can also make money on Twitch. Some of them sell products, some of them sell strategy, some of them sell T-shirts. There's a lot of different avenues that they go into, and building your audience and your brand is never a bad thing. So
yeah, Texas,
they can help themselves.
Go on. Yeah. Texas, this is kind of similar to the EA and YouTubers debate that we've had a few times. Who promotes who and who can help who more? What do you think on the competitive players helping out competitive man versus EA help promoting it?
In this one, it can be because a lot of these competitive players probably don't have, I guess, I don't want to say the resources, but they probably don't have the knowledge when it comes to like maybe setting up some of the YouTube and Twitch streaming stuff, and maybe don't know what they should get and what they need to buy to make this happen without asking a ton of people. So EA could just probably give them a care package of stuff that basically like a streaming starter kit and help them promote them by doing that, and then in exchange they get promotion back because these guys are playing the game at a high level. And a lot of these people who actually stream competitive, they end up getting good numbers on in stream. So it can work both ways if I guess if EA gave them more information about what they should pick up, or just give them stuff like, I know they give the YouTubers like stream decks, but the YouTubers already know most of all this stuff is. And I'm not trying to say these competitive players are ignorant. I'm just saying they maybe not know anything when it comes to that.
Wait, you're saying EA's giving YouTubers things? Are they revealing this to us? Are they telling who's in their pocket and who's not?
If you went to well, you're a game changer. You could be a game changer, but you don't want to show your face.
No, I don't. I got to stay neutral.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But so in this past, what do you call it? When they went down there for the recording session the first time in was it August? A lot of the YouTubers got a care package. They got an Elgato Stream Deck, which is like $200, and they can use that to make their streams better. So they can do that with the competitive players where they go to the tournament. If you qualify for a tournament, you automatically get the stuff to help further your career. So you can do this as a full-time job. And so they can do something like that. But I don't think they do that right now.
Yeah, what you said about Twitch numbers, like Chaos here, he won that one tournament, and he qualified for the Madden Classic here, and he went from having like tens of viewers to now hundreds of viewers in his streams just from winning that one qualifier. And then, of course, he became the internet meme. So, Problem, what are your thoughts on Chaos and his outburst in the Madden Classic?
I thought that it wasn't good for the game. It wasn't good to obviously bash the game on that level. But in his defense, if there's nothing, in writing that we're signing and you're going to mic us up, you're going to get those type of genuine reactions. Everyone gets mad at the game. I'm on stream getting mad at the game, and cussing and doing all this. It's the difference, from me streaming on my personal channel and them streaming on, a EA channel, or whatever channel they were on. But no, if you're going to mic up the players and you want their reactions, there has to be some sort of ground set, and it looks like I was at the event. It looks like Mark Pu went up to the players after that happened and was telling them we can't do that type of thing, and
that's kind of crazy thinking about it too, because like I know they might be NFL players, but they have full control what goes out on the air because they don't want to have disparage the brand. So EA could listen to what they said before they decide to let them have that moment live. I
don't know what type of technology that what that would require them to do. I would assume they would be able to do that, like have some sort of delay or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but
I gotcha.
But yeah, even when the players are mic'd up, it's like in NFL you can hear them, but they're not trying to hear. They're not trying to let you hear like the cuss words and all that. You know what I mean?
So do you think not just chaos there, but in general the community, a lot of sentiment says how bad the game is, and we'll get to the patch in a little bit. And do you think that's positive, or what I put out a tweet saying? I don't know why everybody's mad at Chaos for screaming how bad this game is, because that's what we do on a daily basis on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. So, this is anything out of the ordinary just because it happened on a bigger stage that EA's putting on. Do you think the community and our feelings and our hatred towards this game just on a day-by-day basis actually hurts the growth of it problem?
Yeah, I think it can. I think if, a sponsor's watching that stream, let's see if we're some of these players or what they're doing with competitive man. Let's see if, we could potentially jump into this, this esport. You immediately come on there and you hear, this game is bad, this game is awful from the players, or if you flip it, if it was from the commentator saying that, what company would want to help your esport grow? Yeah. So we're all in it together. Like the players need the tournament. The players need, EA, and the EA needs the players to, to perform as well. So, we all have the same goal, I feel like.
So, Texas, do you think there's any possibility that this community ever changes our tone on the game of Madden?
No. This is a game of randomness. I would like for them to make the perfect game, but it's far from that right now. And I'm saying in games where it's all about RNG and a fumble happens there, a fumble happens here, or a drop pick there, it's not going to go away, unfortunately. It's with any game though. It happens in the tournaments for Tekken, happens in the tournaments for Injustice and Hearthstone. So I think it actually adds a good dynamic though, because I as a sponsor, I would be, if I was Snickers. Imagine a Snickers Chaos commercial. That'd be dope. Because I think it adds more realism. As I feel that frustration, because it happens to me on a daily basis where I'm in my pocket and there's no pressure, dude wide open, the ball goes to my defender, who's not even where I'm throwing the ball to. So I related to that so well. So I think that it's never going to change, and it adds dynamic that I find interesting. And all tournaments are mic'd up like that, and they can have genuine reactions and not taper them. I'm gonna watch more and more of them this year.
Yeah, so I think, Texas, you hit on a really big point for Madden in general, and I don't think it'll ever be perfect because people have different ideals on what's the perfect Madden, and this is kind of what I want to ask Problem. So football in itself is a random game, fumbles, tips, that kind of stuff.
Injuries.
Yeah, injuries. How much do you think competitive Madden needs to be like the NFL? You said earlier it's a video game, but how much does the game on the field need to resemble the game on the big field? So do you think fumbles in this game, or QB inaccuracy, is that something that should be in the game or not?
Well, speaking of fumbles, you guys know that fumbles are not in the game, right?
Yeah, except for quarterbacks maybe when conservative.
Do you like
that or
not?
Kickoffs?
I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like that conservative makes it to where you can never fumble with your running back, receiver, linebacker, anybody besides the quarterback. And there's even a way for the quarterback supposedly now to not fumble.
Really? Is that wait? Let's. Oh, okay. I was gonna say let's hold that for a tip for people who can sign up on TopMadden.com, but you just gave it away for free.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but that's what people are saying as far as rumors go. But no, I don't think that conservative should, just because you put your ball carrier on conservative, should not make you fumble. Because what's happening right now is people are spamming juke, spin, truck, multiple moves, spinning into hit sticks and not fumbling. my suggestion, and I'm hoping that they do something similar to this, is if they're on conservative, I'm okay with them not fumbling, but they shouldn't be able to do all the moves that are in the game. It should be similar to how Madden, when you used to hold RB, they used to cover the ball up with two hands, like something like that. You don't fumble, but you also are not going to juke two of my defenders and then run into Cam Chancellor. So I'm cool with it being like that if they take the jukes away from conservative. And if you're on, regular balance or aggressive, like you can do the jukes and stuff, but you risk that fumble. So, I know a lot of competitive players like, we don't fumble, but they just want the best of both worlds. They're throwing flat passes, in the backfield and juking people and gaining, 50 yards on a play when that should never happen. So.
Yeah, what do you
fumbles are definitely need to be tuned.
What are your thoughts on users being juked out and EA putting the unfakeable chem in the game?
I haven't really messed around with the unfakeable chem. As far as like users getting juked out, I don't think that the user should ever just fall to the ground because someone juked. Like I should always be able to have control of my guy. Shouldn't be no 2-man interaction. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Texas?
It's kind of crazy because I like it for MUT, but if I was a competitive player, I'd be kind of annoyed because it isn't one of their major tournaments on DC, and so there's no abilities in DC.
Yeah.
So you don't even get to try it out until salary cap, and then are you going to waste salary cap on that chemistry or that ability?
Yeah, that's one of the abilities I haven't really messed with. It's a new one this year. I've been playing a lot of DC this last week and a half or so.
It's a cool thing. I have it right now, and I don't get juked out by LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy has all the elite juking and spinning, and so I don't got to worry about getting shook by him at all when I'm using. So
is it only
makes a difference
when you're user controlled?
User control is no move fakes you out. CPU control only tiered 1 moves fake you out.
So like 91 and above.
Oh yeah. So it's a pretty cool chemistry. I just don't see why they had it. Basically, when they put that in the game, they nullified awareness and play recognition because if a guy has high awareness, high play rec, he probably shouldn't be getting faked out by a spin move or a juke move.
Yeah, and sometimes it's 2 guys getting faked out by those moves. It's just
yeah, it is
crazy. Jukes went from being the worst ever last year to being the best ever this year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird.
Would you say spins or jukes are better this year?
I just classify them together, but I would say they're both really good. I would say the juke is more popular. Like right when you catch the ball, everyone's just flicking the analog. But the spin is really good too. The double trigger spin.
The directional. Yeah, that's great.
So they're both really good.
Hey, so do you believe there's a skill gap in Madden? Problem.
I do believe there's a skill gap. Of course.
Do you think that? Okay, go on.
No. What's your follow-up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, what is it getting closer in the newer Maddens, or is it about the same as old Maddens?
I think it's closer now, but it's. I don't again like I just give my opinion of what I think it is compared to what I don't have statistics to show.
Okay.
But for example, like when we're playing Madden 07 or Madden 06, there wasn't all these tip sites. There wasn't no previous play. There wasn't Twitch. Barely YouTube was starting around then, I'm assuming. Like YouTube started maybe in 06.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm not entirely sure when YouTube started.
That sounds right. Yeah.
There wasn't all these resources. And if I went to a tournament, and I had my scheme that someone has never seen before on both sides, like they're going to struggle because they've never seen it. Nowadays, there's nothing that hits you by surprise. Everyone is able to figure out, what exactly everyone's doing for the most part with websites, the tip sites, YouTube, Twitch, and just, everyone playing online in general. So.
Even Twitter. It's like, I know that Voltarax field goal glitch probably was
exactly social media.
Yeah,
social media as well.
If it wasn't for that.
So
I think that might play into it, but I don't know. I don't know. Why the gap is smaller now, but it is.
Yeah, that's okay. So here's the thing. I've said Madden is one of the most skill gap games because I would oftentimes show off your record on the online leaderboards, and you'd have like a 98% win percentage. I'm like, okay, what other game? Like, you look at poker, and people are lucky to have like a 55, 60%. Same with Hearthstone and a lot of other games. Their win percentage is so much longer. But like, you look at the top guys on the leaderboards, and I always ask, why are the same 8 guys at every competitive tournament? Why is Skimbo winning everything now? Why is Joke always there? Why are you always there? Why are these same guys showing up year after year, tournament after tournament at the end? And then
exactly.
So I'm like, there's a clear skill gap if it's the same few people doing it. They're the best, and they're getting there. And so it's funny to me when people tell me that there's no skill gap in Madden. I'm like, yes, I know fluky things happen, but in the overall scheme of things over a long enough period, the what is it? Chaff's going to separate from the wheat. Well, I can't even say a saying correctly, but like the top players are going to rise. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that problem?
Yeah, I agree. That's what I tell people. I tell them the same thing. There's a reason why you're going to hear the same names, for the most part, from year to year in competitive Madden, because there is a skill gap. I will say, if you get 2 guys that are similar players, maybe those fluky things, they can't overcome them. Like if I fumble in the first quarter, I can overcome that. Opening kickoff, I fumble for 6. I know I can overcome that against most people, showing that skill. But some people, if they're evenly matched, it might be a lot tougher for them. So, maybe that's why they feel like, the skill gap is smaller.
Yeah. Texas, what are your thoughts on the skill gap in Madden?
Well, I think obviously the skill gap in Madden. I just don't know how much that skill gap would be if it weren't for a lot of these websites that put out ebooks. I wonder how much bigger it would be if it wasn't for all this tip stuff. But there's definitely one in the game. Because like I said, all the same guys that you see at these tournaments are always there. So there's
So it's
the best.
It sounds like both of you agree that the spread of information is lowering the skill gap, because there's definitely something there to creating your own scheme, but because of the way information spreads now, it's gotten lower, not necessarily like anything else in the game. Is that right, Texas?
Yeah, because I don't know how many times I've seen people run what they see at these tournaments, and they don't run it well at all. But then the ones that know how to figure it out and end up running it well, it makes it tough. And whereas before, I can beat a lot of these guys. And I'm not that good of a Madden player, but when a lot of these people run these 3-3-5, which is a new meta right now, or the Tampa 2, and then or an offense do that pitch, it's like, why is everybody doing the same thing? And it's kind of making everybody have to either do the same thing to get on the program, or you just lose, and that's the only thing that sucks. Like right now, I don't know if y'all probably been playing against this single back tight end heavy. I think it's what I don't know the name formation, but it's like 3 tight ends on one side and they run a counter play.
Oh yeah, that was big in 17 too, I think, right?
Yeah, I've been running into that all of a sudden. It's like I'm like, who put this out? Because this is a play nobody would ever run before. So the information is out there for these plays that get instant 5, 10, 7, all these yards that people are running is kind of lessening the skill gap, but still the top guys know how to beat those guys consistently, and that's why they're the best.
So
I think that's where it comes into play. Like, even if you were playing against this, if you had the counter to that, you would knock those guys out, pretty easily, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with you. Those sites definitely do help people.
So I got a question.
I run a site myself, so I definitely know.
So I got a question for you, problem. On those pitches, is there on run plays? Does it help to ID the mic or shift the line at all?
I always thought it did. And again, I don't have statistics to show, but I feel like it does. I feel like shifting your line, and I've messed with ID in the mic lately. I don't have 100% fact like this works. ID the middle linebacker when you're running dive. So okay. I don't know 100% as of right now, but
I've heard to shift towards the pitch or towards the power run or crash your line down against on dives when you're on offense. So it's interesting what people are doing, and they say it works. I agree, but I don't have any hard proof.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was the next? Oh yeah, okay. So we were just talking about the players calling the same plays over and over. Is there anything the Madden devs can do to fix that, to help diversify the play call of competitors and tournaments problem?
I don't know. I don't know without them, taking away, look, if you call this play, you can't call it again this drive. That just gives them too much too much hands on with stuff that they shouldn't have control of. So it's a tough spot. And I always say, it's on your opponent to make you change your play call. It's not your fault that they can't stop something.
Yeah.
And the same reason if Bill Belichick and the Patriots, if their opponents can't stop a little bubble screen, they're going to bubble screen them on big downs and when they need it. Madden is such a condensed game of NFL. It's like, so you see it a lot more in such a small time frame. And that's another thing that I want to talk about as far as like the skill gap goes. We're playing 4-minute quarter games. That can be one possession per play, like per half for each player. Compared to the NFL where they get, they can get up to 10 possessions, in a game. I've suggested, if for competitive Madden, if they want the best player to win, you want, more of a skill gap, you make it make the quarters longer than 5 minutes. I'm talking, 7-8 minutes, 8-minute quarter games. But again, don't know how realistic that is with the broadcast and whatnot. I would think it would be fine though. It's not like we're playing multiple games. We're playing one game. Single elimination. Like Call of Duty does series where their series can last a lot longer than our game. So I think that would improve the skill gap if we had longer quarters.
Like right now for a competitive Madden game, it takes about an hour, would you say, with halftime everything, with interviews?
You're talking about when they're doing like the NFL
like when we're
network production?
Yeah, when we're those that final 8 guys in that tournament. How long did each one of those games take, would you say?
If they're playing through, a game will take 45 minutes.
Okay. With the halftime and everything? With that break? Because generally,
that's what I'm saying. There's really not a halftime break. They do like a quick little interview. That interview is like maybe 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, so like 45 minutes. So like that would make a game like an hour and a half. I don't know. Do you think people are going to sit down for an hour and a half game of Madden and watch the whole thing? Would that be good for the viewer?
I don't even know if it'll take that long. If the game was there, we played 5-minute quarters. They played 5-minute quarters this past week.
Yeah.
So
8-minute quarters. Okay, I can see that. All right, yeah, I was just thinking about
hour and 10, somewhere in that range. I mean, it's again like I said, like Call of Duty series take longer than an hour.
Okay.
A lot of times, I don't know how long other esports games take, but again, if we can't complain, they can't. Like if EA ever said, we want more of a skill gap, make the quarters longer. I can run out a whole half if I want to, which is crazy for football.
Yeah.
I can literally clock out a whole half. If you're playing on regular teams with 40-second play clocks, that's 6 plays a quarter. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That doesn't. And that's what I'm talking about. Skill gap. If I'm playing that style where I'm clocking, or my opponent's playing that style and he picks up a couple first downs and goes down the field and clocks out the whole first half, takes 3, and I get the ball second half, I come out and I'm one bad read, throw a pick, and then he just clocks again. Like that game could be over just off one mistake. That
makes a lot of sense. So. Yeah, I can see that helping the skill gap for sure. Or like the round robin also helps. That's 2 out of 3. So we only got you for about 10 more minutes, problem. So I got 2 more questions I want to ask you. I think this is one that I want to hear. What's your ideal setup for the competitive Madden qualification and tourney? What would you do? Can you give us like a brief way? How would you do it if you were in charge? If you were Matt Markow?
If I was Markow, I would. It's weird this year. They're doing like single elim 1 round, and then they're doing groups of 4 where top 3 make it out of groups, and then after that they're doing like 4 more rounds of single elim, which is, I don't know. It's like, you either pick one or the other. It's weird to have groups in there. If it was up to me, I would just do a straight double elimination tournament down to however many people we needed online.
I gotcha.
I feel like online play for majority of the players, and I feel like it's tough. You're online. I feel like if you had 1 loss to spare, I feel like that's good for everyone, and I feel like, again, the best players will prevail if you do a double elim style tournament. I feel like that's always been the best way to go.
Okay. So about your scheme this year. How do you feel about your scheme? Basically, immediately when you put it out, it becomes meta, and people lurk in it. And this year, you've gotten to the Bengals playbook. I put out a tweet saying, why is everybody calling the Tampa 2 out of 3-3-5 problems blitz when I've been running this for a year? Now, I didn't say you stole it. I just said everybody's calling.
Sure.
I just said everybody's calling it yours when I'm chopped liver or something. It's because basically they watch you, they steal your shit, and then they call it your shit, so that way they don't, I don't know, get made fun of or something. So how do you feel about if you stream and you're doing something new? That's the meta for the next week. How do you deal with that? And then do you have counters for the meta? Or how do you determine a playbook is the one? I guess there's a lot of questions there. Let's start with those first ones.
So as far as my scheme being something that a lot of people use, want to start with that?
Yeah, and then like the next week it's on Twim. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think it's an honor for people to want to play like you. I think it just goes with anything. Like when I play Call of Duty, which comes out next week, I'm gonna buy the game and I'm gonna watch some streams. I'm gonna copy the guns that they use that the pros are using. They're good. They're setups because they know what they're talking about. It does suck to hear like people. I feel like some people they're malicious in the way that they talk about the way I play. Like they think that I'm like the evil person because I ran fullback dive, because my opponents couldn't stop it. I'm doing whatever it takes to win as long as it's within the rules. This is some money that can change the course of the year for me, my wife, my family. I have a son on the way, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes as far as that goes, as far as a strategy standpoint. And then some people just can't get over that it's a game and that we're all trying to compete and win at this game. So we're going to we're going to blitz you. We're going to run nickel 2 blitz. If you can't stop it, we're going to keep running it. And if you start adjusting to it and beating it, then we'll run something else, But I think, at the end of the day, for me, individually, as far as like that type of thing goes, like fullback dive, I don't ever think that should be something that's in the game. But since it is, it's like, do I not take advantage of something that is in the game, when we're competing? Do I think nanos should be in the game? I don't mind nanos being out of the game with nano detection. And again, that's a misconception that a lot of people have of me, that they think I'm like pro glitch and pro like I love football at the end of the day, and I want to make as good as a game as possible. I want them to make as good of a game as possible, just like everyone else that plays MUT in this community and plays head-to-head regs or salary cap, etc. So. That's where my stance is.
I gotcha. And with that, so you said if it's in the game you'll use it, but there is a line though, isn't there? Like, okay, so Volt's using the field goal block glitch that we mentioned a little earlier. Now, what are your thoughts on competitive players using that glitch?
Sure, that's not something that I consider in the game. Like what I mean by in the game, I mean as far as it's not against the rules, like that play would be clearly banned in any tournament play. So I'm against that, and they should take it out, and they should do something to people. If they're gonna ban that from tournaments, they shouldn't let people do that online either. So
yeah. So
I don't think that it's a good thing.
So there's clear line, and it's kind of a gray area too, because last year you beat Volt with his swerve, and everybody was like, "Oh, Volt's undefeatable with the swerve; he's so good at it." And then you shut it down and showed that it can be beat. So what's your opinion on the swerve last year? Because Rex called that a straight up exploit. Would you swerve in the game?
If it's not against the rules, yes. Like, that wasn't against the rules last year, and there were, a lot of people doing that because it wasn't. If they stand against it, though, that's the thing. That EA needs to get on the same page. If Rex calls it an exploit and wants it to be looked at as such, then why would you allow it to be streamed or put on NFL Network?
Okay, yeah,
that's on their side. They need to clear that up. And if they do, then yeah, I'm against it, just like they are.
So one more question. We got 3 minutes left with you. What do you think of? What about dashboarders? There's been a few people not punished for dashboarding. Is that something that people can use? Do you think?
I think that it should be. They banned someone off of Weekend League for doing that. I think that they should, if they're going to be against it, then do it to everyone that does. They got to start, making examples out of people that are doing that, because they don't, then everyone's going to assume that it's okay to do.
I gotcha. I like this okay. Yeah, I like this lightning round. Hey, how much time would you say you spend labbing each year? Oh, how much labbing per day do you get in outside of like streaming and playing the game head to head?
Yeah, that's really where I do my labbing when I'm streaming, and I'll just try different things on there. People just look at me as I'm playing, but I'm really trying to see how players move, what route combinations are good, what blitzes are good, what zones are good. Why is that zone good against this dig route? Why is this zone not good against that dig route, or post route, etc. So I'm constantly just labbing in my head as I'm streaming, and learning as I go. I don't really play Madden off stream as much as people think. Most of the time I don't play. Once I'm done streaming, I'm done for the day.
Okay.
So if it's a tournament coming up, then that's when I play a lot, and that's when I'll do some head-to-head stuff.
Yeah. Texas, any questions for Problem?
Is a lettuce wrap a sandwich?
Yeah, I'm not really big on lettuce, so let me. I'll have to research that. I'm not really a big lettuce person. There it is. I'm sure everyone's aware of that. Right?
One more question. Anything you think needs to be patched or tuned this year?
Yeah, like competitive. I mean, conservative, like we talked about.
Yep.
As far as ball carry goes, I think the overthrows have been really bad as of late. Draft Champions just got an update. I know you guys want to talk about that. They updated the player pool.
Nice.
Quarterback rounds were really bad. They were given 80 overall players that were really bad as far as overthrows go.
Yeah.
They updated it with some tier 3 players, like tier 3 Aaron Rodgers is there. Andrew Luck is there, the 91. And they updated linebackers as well, with some tier 3 players and some good users. So as far as like overthrows go, I think they do need to pat. I don't know what they did to where the overthrows were happening a lot more, but I think that's one of the things they can fix.
Yeah. Anything else major needs to be changed besides for overthrows and conservative?
No, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts though on what you guys feel needs to be fixed.
Yeah. Texas?
Well, right now the possession catch, I think that needs some tuning. Because people are saying a possession catch is a new aggressive catch, and I feel like if you're still in traffic, you shouldn't be able to possession catch these passes. Like, I understand that catching traffic should be a rating that matters, but it seems like anybody with like 7 catching traffic to 99 will make that catch. So I think they kind of got to tune that to make that rating actually matter. Because right now you can do that with it.
Sorry, I think the problem is that the possession catch, when you do it, there's no interact. There's like the DBs don't interact with them. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that, but like if someone possession catches, I can't like strip the ball out. I can't get no interaction with them. The only time they drop it is if like a DB, like a computer DB, like accidentally bumps into them. They'll drop them sometimes.
Is it because of the real football, the physics? If they can hit that real football out of their hands?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but for sure it's something to do with the programming, because you literally cannot interact with someone in a possession catch. Like the one where they fall back.
Yep.
There's no way that I can go in there and hit stick him. The one on the sideline is the worst. The possession catch where they jump to the sideline and then land out of bounds.
I hate that one.
Yeah, that's the worst one. I don't know why that one's the one that happens a good amount of times. But yeah, I think possession catch. I'm with you. I do think that the way that they fix that though would be allowing you to interact with the player. Like if you go over there and you hit them, the ball should come out sometimes. It shouldn't just be a for sure catch every single time.
Yeah, I think lower than 75 route running on corner routes needs to be patched a little bit because 91 zones aren't reacting to them like they would on above 75 route running. So that's something that needs to be looked at, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
So you're saying under 75 route run is good, you're saying?
Yeah, so if like say on like a deep corner route and like a bunch or something, you run a streak to take the top off. And sometimes I don't even know if you need the streak. But and then he runs a corner route, and the 91 zone DB won't react to the corner route, like he should against somebody with higher route running. So that's why you see a lot of those lower end receivers getting butt naked on those corners.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to see exactly what you're talking about. I do know that the reason why competitive guys use like the low route running. I don't know if you've seen this play, but it's out of bunch PA post where the middle receiver and bunch does like kind of like an angle
because it's really bad.
they put a real bad route runner there, which is usually CJ Pro size. They put him there because his route running is so bad that he gets underneath everyone, underneath the zones that are dropping back. So could be something similar to that, but yeah, I don't think that's something that should happen where 91 zones just act clueless.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the zone updates that they did on the first patch, like from when the game came out to when they patched it?
Yeah. I think when the game came out, I could consistently throw a corner route on my deuce close without caring. I couldn't. I didn't even care what coverage you were in. I threw it. And the fact that they changed it to make it more reactive, in my opinion, is good. I think actually after this last patch, they kind of softened up 91. Now I think after 91, it's not as dramatic, in my opinion. Have you seen that problem?
I don't know. I haven't really. I haven't noticed. And again, it's probably because though I've been playing draft champions. You don't get 91 zones every time. Yeah. So I haven't noticed a huge difference in that.
So I guess one final question, then we got to let you go. You're a busy man. Do you think? Wait, what the hell was it? Draft champions? Do you like that as a competitive mode?
I don't in particular like draft champions as being the competitive mode. It just takes away too much of what I feel like adds to a skill gap, which would be picking your own playbook that you practice with, and your scheme that you came up with throughout the year. Like that's out of your hands. You have 3 random playbooks. You may or may not get the defensive playbook that you want, and it may or may not have the offense that you want as well. So it's random in that sense. Like if me and you or me and a competitive player are playing, for example, that we're on the same competitive level. Say me and Skimbo or me and Serious Mo or whatever. We're playing and they get their playbook and I don't get mine. Like I'm at an immediate disadvantage.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. And I think that mode just allows that area to happen too much. Then on top of that, we don't have audibles in these competitive modes, which was a huge part of strategizing. Back in the day, we're missing a big part of competitive Madden, in my opinion. With having no audibles.
Do you think they should allow custom audibles in MUT then? In all MUT modes?
I would say that would be something that.
So do you think?
I don't know if everyone wants that, but that's a part of the strategy behind it. Behind Madden.
Should they allow custom playbooks then too?
I think you just limit it as far as audibles, just being able to set your audibles.
Okay.
You shouldn't have every single formation at your hands, but audibles. My argument was always, why is EA picking what kind of run I want to do out of shotgun? If someone's spreading the line and they are in quarters 3 deep, and I came out in the pass, why am I running halfback draw? I want to run, right downhill.
Yeah.
I want to run inside zone, and that would be me setting my audible. Because halfback draw was an audible for a lot of plays, a lot of formations for a while. I think they fixed it. The last year where they put inside zone and base and all that, but halfback draw was always awful. But this year it happens to be good, ironically. But
yeah, weird.
The year to take it out. That's my goal line play right there.
Yeah, exactly. Halfback draw is really good, and same thing with like a play like quick slants. Like no one uses that play. Like quick slants is 2 flats to your tight ends, and then the 2 or stick. Where there's a slant, and then it's a cool design, but it's really not a play that everyone uses. So why is that the play that we have to use in a competitive mode? Why can't we pick the play?
That's a good point. So. It sucks that we got to let you go. Got a lot more questions for you, but problem, we understand. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and take care. Anything you want to say at the end? Plug yourself once more before we got to let you go.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys. Go Fox in Texas. I appreciate you guys having me on. Anyone out there wants to follow, on Twitter at Problem Right, YouTube Problem Right TV, Twitch is at Problem Right on there. So if you want to take your game to the next level, topmadden.com. I'll see you guys. Thank you guys again.
Yep, thank you very much, Problem.
All right, guys. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. All right, Texas. Let's talk about some of the MUT content from this past week or so. Does that sound good to you, Texas?
It sounds like a plan. Let's get it.
Or do you wanna have any closing thoughts on those questions I had to rapidly fire off at Problem on competitive Madden? There's a couple that I'm really disappointed I wasn't able to get to. I want to talk about the history of competitive Madden, and that's something I totally skipped over while we were on the other questions. So that's we'll have next.
It's a lot of stuff here we didn't get to, but I think we get it back on in the future, so we can just save these questions.
Okay.
Until we get it back on, because I think the audience is gonna like this one.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, so what
if you guys did, by the way, leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
Of course. So like that's the only way anybody else discovers us. Like, okay, if you guys want us to keep to have us kept a secret, don't rate us. If you guys want us just to be me, Texas, and you. Like, you know Texas, I've looked at our analytics, it's me, you, and then 2 other people watching. So if you want to keep it this small club, don't leave us any ratings on iTunes.
Yeah, don't do anything. Just listen and don't tell nobody about it, because that helps you out, only you.
I like that. We're like the bar that has no name in the city, the secret club.
Yeah, and kind of like Fight Club in that point. You don't talk about it.
I love it. Yeah, first and second rule of the Muttman podcast: you don't talk about the Muttman podcast. All right, so let's get to some of the latest Madden tournament. Did you watch the thing at all?
I checked it out. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch all of it, but I did watch. Is it Chaos or whatever his name is? Chaos.
Yeah.
Is Chaos? Okay, Chaos. That sounds better than Chaos. I watched Chaos play, which was hilarious. I enjoyed myself. Then I watched the championship with Joke, your nemesis, and that was Skimbo, right?
Yeah. The only reason you say Joke is my nemesis is because I just didn't like. He got us to he was the reason we lost our blocking ability on Xbox, but
yeah,
I'm sure he's a fine person. I've never talked to him. Yeah, I've never talked to him in my life.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's just funny though. Yeah. But yeah, I watched it and I actually didn't really enjoy myself as much in the last game that I didn't watch in Chaos play. I think the whole I can relate to that was more appealing than that last game where it was literally the same plays, both sides. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Joke ran a lot of the PA post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only heard. I want to catch that last game and maybe just watch it and see what happened. But so yeah, that's kind of cool. Were you able to pull 91 J Rice from the Madden drops?
No, I was trying. I got 3 packs and I kept pulling elites out of them, but I didn't get lucky enough. Unfortunately,
so
I mean, not really elites. They're softcore elites, but they weren't anything higher than 82.
I gotcha. Funny, I pulled 91 Rice.
Of course you did
on my buddy's account.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, but so it is Sahara Joe got 91 Rice. I don't have him on mine, but I'm playing on Joe's account to help grind for Upmaster for him for head-to-head stuff.
Nice. Harry Joe's a cool guy. Comes on my stream sometimes. So shout out to that guy for getting 91 Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Joe's a nice guy. A very, very, very tall guy. I think he's about similar height as Crayon's Melt, 6'7", both of them.
Jesus. We should start a MUT YouTubers football league or basketball league.
I think football would be better.
I think, but ACLs, man, all these guys are old.
Oh,
I'm worried about ACLs. Basketball's kind of the same way.
Exactly.
But football is more violent. It'd be kind of interesting to see. I'm not that tall, and I'm not that fast. Despite,
yeah,
my skin color.
So out of, I'm not gonna go there. Out of all the YouTubers from every single one of the sports games, who do you think wins the most athletic contests between MLB, NHL, football, and basketball? Which one of those YouTubers, which set of YouTubers wins in each sport? Let's say if each community had to put together a football team, who wins?
Oh, if it's football, it's Madden. If it's football, if it's basketball, it's probably 2K, just based off of they got a bunch of former players that played before. And if it's baseball, it's probably Madden or 2K.
So, you don't think the baseball guys win a baseball?
No.
Really?
I personally, I don't watch baseball YouTubers. So I don't know anybody other than DraftNet Gaming. Yeah. But that's pretty much all I got. I know Scomo plays, and Scomo's short. So what's Scomo gonna do? Listen, nothing.
Isn't like
He's not doing
the best player in baseball this year is like 5'2"?
Yeah. Scomo's not Jose. He's not Jose Altuve. He's not that guy. And I think Scomo might be shorter than Jose Altuve, to be honest with you.
That's just turned into a Scomo roast session. Still one of my favorite pictures. I think I saw somebody retweeted it. I forgot who was the original author of it, but basically it was Toke had a backpack carrying ScoMo as like a YouTube or whatever. Yeah. Toke's carrying ScoMo on YouTube, and he's like, I don't know. It was a funny little thing.
It's funny. Yeah.
Because Toke himself is like what 6'3" or something.
Pretty 6'5". He's a huge individual.
Oh, is he?
Like,
okay.
It's crazy to think like a lot of these guys are really tall. Vic's tall. Clickwitch is actually like he's a little taller than me. Sly is taller than me. I'm not that short. I'm above average height, and all these people are like really tall. So like we got a lot of guys in our community that are above 6 foot.
Yeah, but so I agree though. I think the 2K guys would win basketball because like a lot of the former, although we do have like Chaos is a Maryland prospect. What's up?
I just remember we have a Mon Green that plays Madden. We win.
Yeah, that's true. So like a lot of former players play their own sport for video games. Yeah. So it makes sense that each community would win their own. I don't think the Madden community takes down the baseball community in a baseball game.
What do you mean, bro? We would just run around. It won't even slide in the base. You just run over the damn catcher like the 1980 rules.
The thing is, I don't think we're getting on base though.
You don't think we're hitting no balls from those guys?
No.
Oh, nah. I need to watch more for baseball YouTubers. I don't know anybody, like I said. So I gotta be a little bit more respectful because I'm over here assuming that like nobody plays that game. It's probably like the third most popular Madden game on YouTube.
Yeah, well, let's
or not Ultimate Team game.
Yeah, I think that's about accurate. All right, let's get back to this whole MUT thing that we're supposed to talk about instead of the YouTube communities facing off. Most feared content. No, there's something else I wanted to ask you about before we get to most feared. Before that, no, let's just get on the most feared. Maybe it'll come back to me. Yeah, I'm really beating myself up about the history of Madden, competitive Madden. Not going to that earlier. And
we'll get them back, baby. We'll get them back.
All right. So
enjoy that.
Most feared content. What are your thoughts on it so far, Texas?
So far, I'm liking it because I can get a free Tony Gonzalez or cheap Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And so I like that aspect of it because if you're grinding on like multiple accounts, even though they say it's against their terms of service, have 2 accounts, blah, blah, blah. If you wanted to, you can get a pretty amazing team for free. And on top of that, if you just want a 91 zone cornerback, you can get that guy for free just for playing head to head and solo challenges. So I'm liking the fact that they're giving out free players that you can use on your team for a while. Not a fan of just how much we got just week 1, and then just mostly because Rex was hyping it up on Twitter, and then said check back with me after the weekend, and then we checked back with him after the weekend, and he said check back with me after this next weekend. So I'm like, I don't like that part of it.
Yeah,
so like it's kind of stupid. Like, why don't say anything if you're not gonna if nothing's actually gonna happen right now? But I do like if you're gonna play this game daily, you can get rewarded with some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I liked. Rex said this morning on Twitter, Mutt Guru put the muzzle on me because of what he said there.
Like, the community wouldn't be saying anything about it if you weren't out here hyping stuff up.
I know. I was saying it on stream. Like, Rex said it's coming this weekend. I'm hyped. Let's get some more stuff from Most Feared this weekend. And then, and like Rex is like the ultimate boss. Well, like just about the lead on. I think he's the lead on Madden, so he's the number 1. And so like Mutt Guru works for him. So it's just hilarious that Rex would put out something like that Mutt Guru put the muzzle on him. So about what would you rate Most Feared out of 10 so far? If it was just this content so far.
For just this content, and well, it's a 10. It's a 10 mostly just because there's not much to do, obviously, after day 1, but just looking at what you can get for free at the 10. You get 90 overall receiver, 91 overall cornerback. Now the rest, that's for Tony Gonzalez said. Ray Lewis said I'm kind of not a fan of, but even the power ups are there too. So I would give it a 10 just based off of that because there's some content in this game that we can do. But if you want to go for the entire Most Feared promo, which is going to go until the 2nd, I believe, in November. And so I'll probably give it a 5 because we don't have all the content right now.
Yeah, I was so. it's a most feared was very weird in my opinion. Not so much the content. They came out with the content, and I'd say so far I'd rate it a 6 out of 10 if this is what we're getting. So you said 5, I said 6. So it's when it first came out. Oh my God, did the community hate it? Like what is? I don't know if I can go on Twitter as much anymore because there's just so much negativity about MUT. I'm like, I just don't see the negativity that other people are putting out. It's the same issues over and over again. After a while, it kind of weighs on you. I'm just like, this Twitter thing's kind of over. I'm over it. But okay, go on that.
I was like, do you think that's because of the hyping up of it, or because we're just kind of insufferable people that like to wallow in misery? Like, what do you think it is?
I think it's more the second one.
I think it's just us, because I didn't really say anything too negative about it. When I first saw him, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I know some people were complaining about like the scary tall players not being in packs, but that adds value to the people who grind the game. So yeah. I wasn't too angry about it. I'm more in the camp of people expected bigger, better things, more limited time cards to be pulled, and stuff like that we just did not get, and so therefore they were disappointed.
Yeah, and another thing was the recycling of Tony Gonzalez had left a lot of people salty too. And
the +1s on it. Yeah, the +1s already on the Tony Gonzalez, which, well, I think it's a 1+2 on there, but yeah, we got 93 limited time, and now we got 94.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
And like before this, I said this is the biggest strength of Madden 18 was the varied legends. Now they're already recycling them, so it's like, are we gonna start getting the old ones over and over again?
See, I thought the same thing, but I think we got Tony Gonzalez mostly because the first one was limited time, and then all the other legends that we're gonna be getting are gonna be Twitch Prime based, and those are gonna be new. And maybe they just gave us a little teaser for this first week, and then what comes up this Friday is going to be amazing, because people are speculating like it's going to be some huge names dropping this week. And so I'm trying to get my information on that, but I don't know yet. So
is that from the people who are at the EA event, these rumors?
I believe the people at the EA event and people who EA are kind of game changers that know the information, even though I don't agree with inside information, because it kind of can affect people's economy. Like they can sell people and prep for it. But they're saying it's going to be a good weekend, so I'm hoping they're not lying to me again.
Can you say that again? What did you say? They can sell what for it?
Oh, they can prep. So
yeah.
EA giving people information about what's coming out. They can prep for the future and sell players and pick those players up after without worrying about the price taking. If a player comes out, it's going to take prices. You can get rid of that guy before that happens.
I mean, the thing is, like, EA's already giving these YouTubers free Michael Vicks and stuff. I mean, inside information wouldn't be anything different, right?
It wouldn't be, but if it's only an issue when they tell their friends, really, because these guys that get free stuff probably aren't out here prepping because they don't have to. But when they tell their friends, and it starts affecting everything else, and then it can be annoying, like it was back in Madden, 15 or 16, when Haas Shucks knew about the Bo Jackson gift.
Oh, I think that was 15.
Yeah, and people were upset about it because it affected somebody's day, because he paid like $50 for a card that was 1 million coins.
Yeah. So the thing is, Texas, though, that's very noble of you, because you're the one who's friends with these people. Like you'd be the one getting this inside information. You're friends with YouTubers.
Yeah,
that's noble that you don't want that information.
Yeah, I don't want it. Like it's much. I like surprises. Really, I don't mind if somebody tells me something, but I much rather just see it when it happens, because I feel like that's better than getting information ahead of time and then talking yourself into it or talking yourself out of how this is gonna be terrible. It happened recently. Look, I found out information about what Madden was planning. I don't know when it was, but I didn't really like. I was kind of mad the entire time. I'm over here faking my reaction on camera because it wasn't genuine. Like I should just kept my ears out of the people's businesses and just waited. But
really,
yeah.
you don't know the okay. So the thing, you get more clout saying how much EA sucks and their content sucks than you do actually praising it and fake hyping it. Like, so I don't know what you're doing with that. Why'd you fake hype something that you knew about was gonna suck?
Oh, it's just because people don't like being like. So YouTube, man, like it's kind of weird. It's like no new wave right now is just being critical. I've been critical of EA for past like 4 years, and people are getting mad at me. Stop complaining. You don't like the game, don't play, all that stuff. You know, all the stuff they always say. So I'm like, this year I'm taking a different approach. Like I'm not gonna worry myself about anything. And so that's kind of why I'm doing that. Like I'm not going to be as negative as I was in the past. I'll still be critical, but I'll give solutions more so than anything than before, where I would just criticize something and people just found that kind of not cumbersome, but they just didn't find that enjoyable to listen to or watch.
I got you. So you want more Bobby McFerrin on it. Don't worry, be happy.
Basically, I'm trying to it's a game. As I said, it's a video game at the end of the day. There's no need to be as angry as we are right now. We all have these high expectations. You kind of got to taper them because whenever they do that, you always set yourself up for failure when they don't reach them.
I understand what you're saying. So with that, you think something's crazy coming this week because the YouTuber said so. But the YouTuber said last week that it was going to be great.
Did they though?
Go back and watch those videos. They hyped it up.
Did they though?
And they hyped the players up. And then I'm looking at these players in the videos. I'm like, these guys suck. I can see Mutt Heroes. Watch what happened. Look back at the market. What happened to Mutt Heroes?
Yeah, Mutt Heroes.
The market just exploded. They gained like 100,000 coins within a few hours after those videos went live. So or maybe even through the next day once the whole rest of the market saw it. But I don't know. So you think something crazy is coming this week?
It has to. Like, if these YouTubers hyping it up, and then with Rex hyping something up, like, it's the first quarter. We still got 3 quarters to go. Like, yeah, something's coming. But big's coming.
That first quarter was referring to the one legend of Tony Gonzalez. We got Ray Lewis, who I heard's a beast, but I haven't used yet. So we got 2 more quarters. Yeah, so that means we have 2 more legends for most feared.
Basically, yeah, because they've more fun, whatever. Hopefully, some scary fast players might come out.
That would
some
be
95
cool.
speed guys when they get morphed up.
That would break the game.
It'd be kind of fun to see. So, I mean, I think this is gonna be the best week we see because of everything everybody's saying right now.
Okay.
Well, fun. I mean, I'm not going into it expecting it to be, but I'm just letting you know what people are saying.
Okay.
What the streets is talking about. I'm over here like, if you get something cool. Like, if you don't, it is what it is. Like, it's Madden for you.
Yeah. So do you think we'll get anything like the Feed the Beast promo last year?
No, I think the Feed the Beast promo we got this year was the most feared tokens, where you can upgrade the player as high as you want to. But not high as you want to. You can upgrade the tokens into a free elite player. I think that's why I figured out Beast this year. So I don't think we'll get that right now because that would have been something they would have rolled out a while ago. I don't think we'll get that this week because then if you get it Friday, or then Halloween promo's over on that Thursday, right?
Monday.
No, Monday's Halloween. Monday's the 30th, right? Halloween's on Tuesday.
Yeah. Monday would be the first day they enrage.
It'd be first day they enrage. Yeah, obviously. Okay, so I think last year Feature Beast was like the entirety of the promo.
I thought it came a little bit later into the promo. I thought it was part of the second wave last year.
I don't remember. I probably was because you probably have more good recall about this than I do. But I thought they released it and like you had to do all these things in a certain as the week progressed. You had it done. I could be wrong about that though because I don't remember last year's Halloween promo as vividly as I probably should, considering that it's only a year ago.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Colorado air is doing to you. It's too foggy there. If you get what I mean.
Right. I feel like I was in New England the other day.
Yeah. Or at least inside your car, it's pretty foggy. So, so you talked about your farming and how it's illegal. So do you think I heard people are, well, no, I haven't heard that. What I heard, Simple Green has commented a few times. I don't know if you know Simple Green, but he did some giveaways, and he caught an auction house ban. So, and then he talked to EA, and EA responded with, doing giveaways is a form of coin distribution, so your ban holds. Basically, they just took an entire part of their game away. Remember the summer where they did that AMA on Reddit saying they were going to give some people, what was the word they used?
Whitelisted.
Verified accounts, whitelisted, so they could be giveaway streamers, whatnot. We've heard nothing about that. And we've had this discussion before, you and I. You said you don't think anybody should have a giveaway account. Nobody should be different than other people, and that's what it is. So what's the deal with that? Can we only trade players for giveaways now? No more giveaway for coins, or what's EA thinking here, Texas?
You can't do coins. Even the ghosting just kind of a form of it. Then after that, they put you on ban. You find a way around that. It's stupid that they're doing that because I don't know why they're trying to combat coin selling. But the way they're going about it is kind of ridiculous, especially if you have proof that you were doing something out of good faith. And so if this ain't a good faith, you probably shouldn't. You shouldn't get banned for that. But they're kind of going overboard. And I think my plan is what I'm thinking they're doing is they're trying to build enough hatred towards these guys who are promoting coins and these coin sites to where by having these guys that aren't doing that get mad at those that are promoting it and then trying to create change that way. So they're trying to punish guys that aren't actually doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like criminals, like trying to build up like an angry mob against those that are doing it, like those that are for it, and then trying to get those people to maybe cause change by. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing because there's no reason to ban somebody, especially if they provide proof. Like I'm giving this card. I'm a streamer. Here's my stream. He won something. I'm giving him coins. Like why are you banning me? And so I think they're trying to do that.
You think EA is trying to incite mob violence against actual coin promoters?
Yeah.
There's a reason that we don't know. What?
Dude, like, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Like a conspiracy. But if enough people get in trouble for doing that, they're going to go at the source, which happens to be people like myself.
So you're the victim in all this.
Basically. Like, yeah, I mean, they say that just because you have a persecution complex doesn't mean you're not being persecuted against. That's how I feel right now.
Okay, I don't know how to respond to that one. But I'll just leave it as is. I'll let people form their own opinions on that one. I'll say I think EA is kinder to Madden YouTubers than they could be. And I'll leave it at that. Like they could do a lot of things like the FIFA did to their YouTubers that promoted coins.
They could,
and
if it was in their terms of service.
Yes. Like FIFA. I mean, FIFA ended up suing not YouTubers, but ended up suing coin sellers for a lot of money over in England. I think it was. I don't know what ended up happening with that court case, but this one isn't about coin selling. I don't think this podcast. But that is just kind of interesting. So don't give away coins a lot, or else you risk a ban from EA. And I guess farm accounts transferring coins is also risky now.
Yeah, it's really weird too, because so somebody said that I've been a video today how to get $20 for cheap, because you can, if you're gonna spend 8 hours or 13 hours playing head to head to get the 40 wins for the objectives, you might as well just play solo challenges instead. And so you can watch TV and be stress-free. Yeah. And somebody said that you can get banned for farming. I'm like, well, if that was the case, how come you don't ban? And I'm not saying this guy just to be a snitch, but how come you're not going to ban K? K is using multiple accounts to pull packs on. That's a farm account. Yeah. So they should ban anybody doing that then. It shouldn't just be selective. So I don't get the picking and choosing of it. I hate kind of the preferential treatment that a lot of us get. It should be kind of universal, but they can't be happy with one way of farming and not happy with the other way of farming. So if you farm and try to transfer coins, you're more likely to get banned. Trading, I think that's fine, because they can track trades obviously, but the card becomes NAT, which then that card doesn't really have value to it.
No. So we'll see what they do going forward. I haven't actually heard of any farm accounts getting banned. Does anybody have you, Texas? Is anybody in the audience?
I've heard of people saying they transfer coins that got banned, but not players. But okay. I haven't asked anybody that per se, but sometimes people come to my stream and say, yo, I transferred 20K and my account got suspended. So I don't know if that's true. Especially this year, they're not really banning anybody. Like an auction house ban, you must be doing something like super wrong, because they're just ghosting your account now where you can't even see all the cards that are posted. Yeah. So if they actually went out of the way and banned you, it's something huge was violated.
It's probably, they probably also bought. I mean, that's the thing. When people say, I got banned for no reason, and then you find out, like, down the road, they actually bought coins, but it didn't really matter. It wasn't that much. I'm like, oh, come on. You bought from a verified coin seller, and you got a ban. That's clearly the reason why you got banned. So it's tough to take people's word for it. But, I mean, there's some people that I would take their word just because I know them. But random people, it's tough on the internet. Because of, I don't know. I'm sure you get weird. Do you have your DMs open on Twitter?
All the time, man. I get weird messages. Like somebody yesterday messaged me. It was like, "You really think cops hate black people?" And I just blocked him. That's what he. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna block you because I'm not gonna have a DM conversation with you.
Yeah, they're trying to incite something. Yeah, I got. It's so like I get some weird ones too. I got one yesterday. It was kind of weird. I'm not gonna go into it, and I just don't want to. I don't want to acknowledge them. But yes, I do get similarly offensive and or weird. I'm fine with the offensive ones where they come at you right away. It's like, okay, well, no, let's not do this.
Yeah, they're not doing this right now. It's not that serious. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just mad at you two, but you don't need to be out here asking me geopolitical questions. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Not the forum for that.
Yeah, like there's politics everywhere on the internet. Don't bring it my way.
Yeah. So it's
So
not like, especially when I'm not seeking it. I'm sitting. I didn't DM you and want to discuss this. I didn't put a tweet out. Like, why are you replying to me about this right now?
yeah, exactly.
It's wild right now with some of these people, but
Yeah.
it's crazy too because people will lie to you about this stuff just because they think that's what they need to do. When it's better to tell the truth in all instances, so that way you can get to the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna go to bat for somebody if I have all information. Like if you come out being outright like I did this to that, like it's okay, I can do something with that. But when you say I got my account banned when I know for a fact they're not banning accounts unless you're doing something stupid, then yeah, there's something you're not telling me.
Yeah, because then if you do go to bat to them and then you find out more information later, you're like, I just lost my trust in humanity. I'm never going to trust anything again because I look like an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of stories like that. Like people like I know my guy didn't commit that crime. Like, no, you don't know. You think you know people, but you may not. So just always keep that in mind before you go to bat for somebody you may be like cool with, but it's not worth it to put your credibility on the line for something you're not really 100% sure about.
Yeah, didn't Aaron Rodgers a few years back say, I'll donate my yearly salary if Ryan Braun came out as if he comes out as a cheater, and then like the next year Ryan Braun gets banned for taking performance enhancing drugs, and like Rodgers just silent. I think they had a restaurant together that they ended up closing down. So you don't do that. Like I know you guys are really close, but yeah,
be cool. Just don't say anything about it.
Come on, Rodgers.
Vague. Yeah, don't say anything that incriminating or that can get you exposed. That happens all the time. We're like, don't do that. It's not smart.
The internet never forgets.
Never. And it's always forever too.
Yeah. All right. So, team of the week, is team of the week even like valuable enough to take up 30 seconds to a minute of time on this podcast?
I mean, the packs were better today. I'll tell you that. That's the only thing I got for you.
Really? They were. Talk to me about it.
I pulled packs on the Xbox. PS4 they were trash for some reason. My PS4 Lux is bad, but on Xbox, I pulled like 6 packs. Got 6 back to back, like all these on my packs. And
There's
so they're
no way the odds are different on the two different.
They might be different, but at least for my luck, they were better. So I don't think the odds got improved. But I did pull 90 overall Everson Griffin today.
I saw that. Nice pull.
So yeah, at least you're popping out of those packs a little bit more. And I've seen Skomo pull packs too, a little bit better luck in them. So the odds may be up just a tad bit. I doubt they are. Maybe just like less people pulling packs because they don't like Team of the Week than more cards popping out. So less people pulling packs. But it seems like they are making them a little bit better with now finally making it one guarantee from this week. Plus, you also get a most fear token in the pack. So if you're trying to grind for the set for the Sherman or the Fitzgerald, you can now pull packs to get the tokens.
Well, that's kind of neat. But the players themselves, besides for the limited time Joe Thomas, which is kind of cool. A lot of people hate.
Which is annoying.
Why?
He's a Browns player.
Well,
I'm tired of Browns getting a card every effing week.
That son of a bitch is a Hall of Famer who just got injured and is out for years.
He's a career loser is what he is, for being honest.
I've honestly never been more offended in my life.
That was so mean. They should have traded Joe Thomas 2 years ago, for being honest. But
yeah, but if we're really being honest, Joe Thomas didn't want to be traded.
You don't have control over that.
He wanted to be a part of the turnaround in Cleveland.
He's a career loser. That's why he wanted to be a part of the losing. Took me blocking for Tom Brady right now, but nope. I want to be up here in Cleveland where it's cold, blocking for 7 quarterbacks every season.
You don't believe in loyalty to your organization, your fans? No,
because not loyal to you. They're putting a product around you that's terrible. Like the Packers are loyal to Aaron Rodgers, but they're not giving him any better players. Like you got to sometimes be selfish and go get yours while winning. So you think Joe Thomas is gonna go down as the best lineman, but like he's not gonna be remembered as likes of like Baselli or like guys who won rings because he didn't win rings. He was good. He was great, actually. He was great, but he was a career loser, unfortunately.
So you think?
I'm sorry, those are facts.
So you think a player's worth depends on his team worth?
No, not at all. I think no. I hate that because teams are important and tied into it. Like I don't think when a quarterback wins, it's all on the quarterback. And when a quarterback loses, all on him. It's all team oriented.
You're going kind of two ways here, Tex.
I know I'm going two ways. But he's still a career loser. Like he's a Hall of Famer, but he's a career loser. Like that's kind of
because he had the option to leave, but he didn't take it.
He should have. Yeah, I'd have demanded a trade a while ago. I'd have asked for a trade 2 years ago.
That's like loyalty. Like, okay, say you have a kid, and you know that kid's getting picked on in school. Are you going to trade it in for a new kid? He's a loser. Though. You can't. No. You got to have loyalty to that kid.
Why are you doing kid as like a parent? I can't get rid of a kid. That's illegal. This is a contract that they can trade. That's not even that's apples to freaking like grapefruit. Like whatever. That's not even this remotely close. Oh, but it's just if I feel bad for him because he's gonna go down. Like, does he have? I don't think he's like. Does he have a winning record? Like a lot of people going to Hall of Fame don't have a winning record, but does he have a winning record?
Are you kidding me? Winning record for the Browns for
10
years?
Doesn't. No.
Come on,
he doesn't.
No.
I'm just saying, like he could have went somewhere else, which is if I was him, I would have actually been gone instead of staying there for this and then getting injured, and now he's gonna play again next year for that same team. I'm like, just leave, bro, just leave. But EA did miss out on an opportunity. Vic tweeted this out earlier. They could have put 10,000. How many snaps did he play? Like 10,000 consecutive snaps? 10,000 plus?
Yeah. It's 10,000. I don't know.
We'll just say 10,000 plus.
63.
They could have put 10,363 Joe Thomas in packs for the week or until he came out.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
But then that would require them to actually put them in packs for that many because you know for a fact that that's 100 of them good.
Yeah, that's way too many. Like, yeah, that's true. Is
that way too many though?
Well, that would crash left tackle market, right? Wouldn't everybody almost like most teams that you run against have Joe Thomas then?
You know, it might be. Yeah, it's probably a lot actually thinking about. There's a lot of users in Madden. I'm trying to think. There's just 400,000 users that play Madden Ultimate Team. 10,000 is not that many.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys don't have like 90. Like, okay, let me look at how many have sold so far.
And they already kind of crashed left tackle mark with Donald Penn. So
there's been.
And then,
go on.
And also Jason Peters and Nate Solder.
There's been 24 total sold today. So how many would you say? 50 have come out of packs?
Probably so, yeah. Probably double that. So, yeah, 50.
I don't know. 10,000? This thing would go for like, what, 25,000 coins?
It probably would, actually. That's probably a bad idea, Vic. That's Vic's idea, by the way. Wasn't mine.
Man, you sold him out quick.
I mean, it sounded good. You start doing it like you realize, it's like, you know what? A 93 left tackle with over 90 in each one of those categories for 25K. I'm good.
Yeah. Still, I do agree that Joe Thomas deserved it. And then the community also freaked out, and they didn't like the fact that a fullback got a 90 overall team of the week. His team of the week just like I don't know. Why people hate team of the week? Why are people kind of mad on team of the week this year, Tex? Is it players and packs?
It's mostly because they got rid of Football Outsiders, and so they're kind of mad they don't get that every single week as well to make up for players that we didn't get. And then because EA is not really updating the players to how they played on that week. So Eddie Jackson, I don't know that guy's name, the guy that single-handedly beat the Panthers, got 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
He won the Bears a game. The quarterback threw 7 passes, and Eddie Jackson won them the game by getting 14 points or getting 12 points, or how you run the math. He should have got higher than a 77, but because the way they're doing it this year, they're not upgrading players the way that they should, or the way that people think that they should.
How do you think he should be upgraded?
Well, like just for example, like he should probably be at least in the league instead of being a 5 overall increase, or maybe it's higher than 5. But
Haven't they always done it this way though?
They have, but I guess no. Some players sometimes can get like crazy performances and get boosted up, but the way they're doing it this year, it's like all minimal upgrades, and then they end up giving the reward to guys that you don't want to pull packs for, and then they have to make the hero somebody that you want to have to pull packs for. And so nobody wants to pull for a fullback. Even if a fullback's 400,000 coins, nobody wants a fullback. Because if you pull that card, you're not going to be playing with it.
Yeah, you're going to be selling it and let somebody else buy
it.
Yeah. And then like but so Eddie Jack, I wasn't mad at a 90 fullback. We need good fullbacks. We need good left guards. What would you have given Eddie Jackson then, overall?
Eddie Jackson probably been an elite Same thing with Deshaun Watson. If he's throwing 5 touchdown passes, he probably would have. Well, in my opinion, he would have been a limited time pool. I would have had limited time team of the weeks in the game. And so Eddie Jackson been limited time. Deshaun Watson been limited time.
So
guys like that.
You would have gone to like 90 overall for them.
Yeah, like there's special performances. Like you don't see that often. Eddie, according to like these weird and wordy stats, like he's the first person to have 2 touchdowns, both longer than 75 yards on defense.
Yeah, but then you get people complaining that Eddie Jackson's got a better card than Aaron Rodgers. Like I don't know. Complaints go both ways, Tex.
Well, I mean, they can do lower limited time cards. I think last year, maybe the year before last, they had like a 86 limited time. They can do stuff like that.
Okay.
They don't have to give the high overall, but that special performances should deserve stuff like that, not a 4 overall increase.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe
like same thing with Ed Dixon. Like I mean, Ed Dixon like almost broke the Panthers receiving record. Like if he did, he still would have got an 80, still 78 overall card. Like it wouldn't have been elite. So it's really about like you can add some stuff to add some value to these players. That way you can commemorate the performances, but also give people what they want by giving them limited time cards to pull for. And so Eddie Jackson could have had like, I don't know, an 86 overall or 87 with an ability and maybe like a special boost to like catching since he recovered a fumble and caught a pick, something like that.
Yeah, you don't think people will complain about an 86 limited time?
Well, they will, but I mean, they pull it and it's actually a card they can use. They'll be fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think the limited times, I'm fine with limited times being like the highest overall or near the highest overall cards in the game. But I see what you're saying. Maybe they need to adjust overalls more for each individual performance. Because this is Team of the Week. That's the whole theme of the thing. So the guys that have the best performances should get the highest upgrades no matter what their starting overall was, instead of doing like the gradual updates that we normally get through the year for all these cards. So that instead of like the upgrades kind of feel like on a rail right now. They're kind of just like bump each time you go up, and I don't know how to best describe it, but they hit this milestone, they get that upgrade. They hit that upgrade. Instead of be like they actually had an amazing game. Oh shoot, I'm gonna go pull him on Tuesday and put him on my team because I just saw him win games for my team on the field. So now he's gonna win games for team on my field. So I'm on board with you, Tex there.
And there's no like pattern to it. So some guy went from a 67 to a 77, but then Evan Ingram went from a 74 to a 78. And so I don't get like what the pattern is here. So we can't really figure it out. So if a guy had a great week, we just don't know exactly what he's going to get. We know he's not getting elite if he's not close to being an elite already. But not even Ingram. I mean, it was OJ Howard. OJ Howard is 74.
Oh, okay.
He went to a 78. And so like we know he's not going to get an elite if he's not like an 80 or 70, 77 or higher, which is unfortunate. But they need to have some pattern to it or just add some performances stuff. That way we can maybe not give us the low tier cards, so maybe just give us like 75 and higher. Just give us actual like cool golds and the guys that like were crazy league perform.
They did only give us 75 and over this week.
No, we got some 70s, I believe, didn't we? Or no, did I? Am I mistaken by that?
Yeah, we only got 75s. From what I'm saying.
Okay, so they're starting to go up then too.
Yeah,
so
it's starting to increase. We used to have lower overalls.
Okay, so hopefully at the end of the year we start seeing more elites out of these packs. So that way, like week 16's all elite players.
Yeah. But all right, so Team of the Week is kind of weak. I pulled packs once for Team of the Week and then I just stopped doing it because not worth my time or money, even though it should be. All right, next up, so Legend Fantasy Pack update. What would you like to talk to us about the most feared? Yeah, tell us, Texas.
You mean the Legend Fantasy Pack downgrade?
Yep.
See what I did there? Downgraded. So previous weeks, so when Michael Vick came out, EA kept the Legend Fantasy Pack the same, where it gave you in the Legend round 1 Legend guaranteed, 2 Elites, 1 being 84 or higher. Then the next week they updated it to where you got 4 choices in the Legend round, where you got 2 Legends, and then you got 2 Elites. Again, 1 of the Elites being higher than the 84. And then they downgraded this week for Halloween by putting in a card that no matter what you pull, whether it be an 85 or an 87, the card goes for 20,000 coins. And then they took out the Legend Pack, the other Elite Legends used to be able to choose from. And so I don't know what they were thinking by doing that, but they basically effectively ruined like the odds of Legends being on the market for this past week. Because Derek Brooks on the market the previous week. And then they did it this week for not Mel Brooks, Mel Blunt, and then who was the other guy we ended up getting?
Blitnikoff.
Blitnikoff, and there were not many to be found at all on the auction block because they took out that extra legend slot.
Yep.
For a card that no matter what you got was 20,000 coins. I can see the good intent on it for getting the Halloween promo stuff in there, but I don't think I've seen anybody pull a 91 or a 90 or even an upgraded most feared card out of that pack. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen a lot of people, or if anybody, pulled any 88 or higher most feared card out of that pack. And then on top of that, Scary Tall Elites weren't in packs. You couldn't even get one of those out of the top or out of the legend the last round too.
Nope.
So they downgraded it for no reason other than kill the legend market this past week.
Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, way to go, EA. I don't get whose idea that was, because people were just looking forward to the Legend Fantasy Pack, especially for a crazy shutdown cornerback, and then they went ahead and changed it up and made it worse.
Yeah, I ended up putting a tweet out on that. Like Kralo said, we've taken your feedback and have passed it along, and I said Kralo's been doing this for the last month. They just frankly don't care about our feedback on this. Like, they're not Kralo, but their bosses. Like, their bosses aren't changing these packs, even though we've told them. They changed them a couple weeks ago, but then they downgraded them again. I agree. Why do they do the things they do? Why are they the way they are? Like, these are the... Would you say legend packs are the premier packs in game, those fantasy packs?
They need to be. They're $15. They're the most expensive pack you get in the game every single week.
Yeah. So $15 for one of these.
$15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's... I don't know. I agree. $15. That's a ton of money. That's a
ton of money.
30 pack. Yeah.
That's like a subscription to one of these premium websites. You know what I'm talking about?
We talking like premium food of the month, like fruit of the month.
Premium
steaks.
No.
Premium Club Penguin.
Starts with a B. It ends with Razzers.
Boy, aren't I glad to have or play Raz Poker?
Yes, bingo, right on the money.
Okay, yeah. Raz Poker. It's kinda, they say Raz Poker's for the degenerates, and I'm guessing that your website subscriptions are also for degenerates then.
Yes, they have to be.
Because it's free. Just play. Just do that all free. Regardless, you said something here in this little thing about Rex setting Mud up for failure. Did we talk about that earlier? Was that the Rex thing?
We talked about it a little bit with the Halloween promo, because he's been hyping it up and nothing's came of it, which is just causing discourse in the community about how to feel about the promo. So and he's been doing this a lot. Like, it's not even really much. It's kind of mad. He said, like, even as of like a month ago, Madden 19 is gonna be better. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Like, you can't say something and then this is gonna be the best one ever, and then backtrack like you're Deion Sanders, or backpedal, I should say, like you're Deion Sanders on the field, and then say something different. Like, I mean, opinions can change. Especially as you get older, you're learning new things, like you're forming new thoughts, and so anything can happen. But like, we don't want to hear those thoughts about this is gonna be dope, and then it's not. Check back later. Or this game's gonna be the greatest we ever put out. Or no, this one is in a year from now. Like, we don't want to hear that. And I feel like him talking as much as he is, we like it because it helps us with our program, with our content for the Mudman. It's not really doing much in the community when it comes to calming people's opinions about this game.
Yeah, I agree. Like, do you think he just stops making comments going forward about Mutt and his content?
If I was him, I would do that. Yeah.
The thing is, like, I know it's his job to pump it though, and I like reading his tweets. I like when he interacts with the community. So I don't like to, whenever a dev says something and it's wrong, I know we'll call him out on it, but I don't like to like hit him over and over on it, just because then they'll just stop interacting with us. So I agree that maybe he should be more accurate with his statements going forward. But the fact that he's pumping 19 already, okay. I'm not angry about it, but his reasoning was fine. They spent a lot of resources on long shot and moving to the new engine, so 19 should have even more developer time looked at it. But he is setting himself up for high expectations, saying stuff like that. And I don't know, he is Madden's #1 hype guy. I mean, that's part of his job, right?
It is, but it's also not part of your job to cause anger. Not you're being divisive right now. You got people on both sides fighting for you and against you.
True.
And that's not what you should do. Like it's just not what it should be right now. And that's what he's kind of bringing to the table with all the things that he's saying.
The great Rex Rumble of 2017. I like it. The two sides coming at each other. All right, but that is it. Anything else on your end, Texas?
That is all I got for you guys. I appreciate again the Shot the Problem for coming by and getting on a podcast with us. We'll get him back in the future. We got more questions to ask him. And we'll try and get back on maybe around another tournament time. I don't know when the next one is, but maybe we can get him on before or after that.
Yeah.
Hopefully he qualifies as well. And we can, if he wins, we can talk to him after he reestablishes himself as the hashtag GOAT.
That would be pretty sweet, and we'd love to have him back. So, yes, thanks, Problem. Thanks, Texas. Appreciate you hanging out and taking and going to extreme lengths to get to this podcast. I don't think I should say what, unless you want to share. But I think we're fine without sharing. Or
We're
do you
good.
Want to okay.
I just left work. I'm going back like in 2 minutes. So
all right.
Yeah.
Texas,
All right.
Don't get fired. Good luck. Talk to you later.
No. Well, we're good. They can't fire me. I'm too important.
fatal last words. That's like
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Stab me? Says the man who just got stabbed. Like,
Yeah. Obituary. He's been stabbed. Last words. What are you gonna do? Stab me. And that's how he died.
All right. Thanks, Tex. Talk to you later.
Thank you, bro.